let's play some Pokemon. Let me just move my Switch as well, since I've been having a little bit of trouble with my catches lately. And I think most of that is just where I have the Switch and how I'm swinging the Joy-Cons around, but that's hopefully going to be something I solve eventually. I guess I don't necessarily need to now, just because I'm not going to make any serious record pushes on either game, since I got the Pikachu record already. We can afford for a little bit of disappointment on the catches. Hopefully nothing like yesterday, though, where the Tentacool ran away. If this run gets way better catches, it's going to be way faster than yesterday. Alright. So, I have messed around with the Hitmonchan route quite a bit now. Maybe not quite a bit, but I think the route's better now. Honestly, the route was pretty decent the first time. It's just more concise now, I think. There are a few fights that are a little bit better. There are a few ranges I feel more sure on. But yeah, overall, honestly, the routing was pretty good yesterday. I have actual plans now for the middle portion of the game, since I didn't actually have any of the hideout or tower planned for Hitmonchan. So I've kind of created maybe a better direction to go in that part of the game. So yeah, hopefully we see Hitmonchan get a nice improvement today. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't think that I changed the title of the stream. Yeah, what do I want my goal time to be? Oh, gotta get moving. Once the next cutscene shows up, I will change my stream title to something a little bit more appropriate. There we go. Let's go Pikachu speedruns Hitmonchan main. Goal time 3 hours 33 minutes and 33 seconds. That seems like a reasonable goal time to me. It's about an 8-minute time save, and I think that's pretty reasonable to do. Hopefully it's pretty reasonable. We'll see. I'm not exactly sure how much time save I have on Hitmonchan here, but yeah, I think 8 minutes is pretty reasonable to aim for. I think I could get 8 minutes. We'll see, though. Obviously, it all relies on Pikachu first. Actually, this run doesn't rely that much on Pikachu, other than the kind of basic stuff, because we get rid of Pikachu a lot earlier on this run than we do in a normal 80% run. That is one thing about getting a relatively early Pokemon as your main, like Hitmonchan, is you dump Pikachu a lot sooner. Which I actually think is somewhat interesting. Alright, Pikachu, what are you gonna be? I want a lonely Pikachu. I think I had a lonely Pikachu on one of my Articuno runs, which was kind of cool. Actually, I don't want a lonely Pikachu today. I want a good special attack Pikachu for this route. Yeah, I think good special attack is actually way better than good attack with the particular route I'm using. because I am at least somewhat reliant on Pikachu to deal some damage. Hey, you are early for once. I'm early for once. This is way earlier than I normally stream. Maybe not way earlier, but I usually can't do this at 10:45. I want to see, though, how this is going to go. I've kind of figured out that Hitmonchan stats are very consistent, because its IVs are always the same. I still don't know how the AVs are going to go. If the AVs are bad, then... or are not the same every time. Okay. Get out of here, Rattata. Then all my calcs are going to be wrong if the AVs are wrong. I think the characteristic on Hitmonchan is always the same, though. I think it always likes to thrash about, which I think is an attack characteristic, but I don't really know. I don't know how characteristics work. It's one of those mechanics that I never really cared about. So I'm pretty ignorant on it. Alright, please be a good Pikachu. I don't want to reset Pikachu over and over again today. I want to get to the Hitmonchan part as soon as possible, just to see if Hitmonchan can actually do all the things that I think it can. It probably can, because yesterday it did, so I don't know why it wouldn't succeed. On a completely unrelated note, I've been looking through the stats of the Pokemon for Sword and Shield, and there's some interesting stuff in there. This is plus special attack, so that's nice. I'm happy that the stats for the slow Pokemon seem to actually be slow this time, unlike in Sun and Moon, where all the slow Pokemon had like 45 speed. Some garbage that doesn't actually make it good in Trick Room. It seems like the slow Pokemon in this game are actually slow. There aren't too many new Pokemon with Intimidate, so that's always nice too. Well, actually that's not that nice, because Intimidate's useful. I'm really tempted to get back into competitive now. We'll see how much that lasts when I actually figure out how all the new mechanics work. But yeah, it's been so long since I actually played competitive that now that there's new stuff, I kind of want to. Nice crit. Good work, Pikachu. Now don't be immodest. Alright, we'll take it. It's Quiet. Quiet's actually perfect for this run, since I ditched Pikachu before Golbat, so I can't even underspeed that. Alright, where do I go? I lost where I am in my notes. I should have just made a PDF like I did for Articuno. That way I can't accidentally scroll all over it. But this is where I want to be. There we go. Alright, so I've been messing around with early games stuff here, because there's a lot of things that could be done to make the early game way faster. This has nothing to do with Hitmonchan, but I've learned that, or I've kind of realized that I lose about a minute overall to the riskier, faster early game. Just before even Cerulean, I think. And it's a significantly riskier route because we don't shop. You're using Oddish for some fights that you use Pikachu for. Yeah, Galarmons do seem fast. That's definitely true. What else is there with Oh yeah, you use some Oddish for some fights, but yeah, I don't know. I really like the idea that I could save a minute just by playing slightly riskier in the early game. It's not even that much of a risk. You just have to get good catches, and your Pikachu still hits level 15 when it needs to. You need to not get burned by Starmie, but that's not that big of a deal. So I think I may go back to normal Pikachu runs at some point soon and kind of implement the risky stuff. Get my time like a minute faster, hopefully. I don't know. I guess that's a plan for after Sword and Shield, though. Since I definitely want to spend a bunch of time on Sword and Shield. Get out of here, Pidgey. I should catch that Butterfree, maybe. I'm not going to catch that Butterfree, but it's really tempting. I actually really like the stats threads that I saw so far. I don't have them all memorized, but I know there were a few that really looked appealing to me. I have my idea of what's going to be best for the speedrun as well. I'm guessing it's going to be Sobble, but I could also easily see the fire guy too. Score Bunny. Yeah, why is my second controller not coming out? For an actual playthrough, though, I don't know which of the starters I like the best, now that I've actually seen everything about them. I guess I kind of have to see the animations before I really decide what I like. Hello, Racist Velociraptor. How are you doing today? We have a good Pikachu today. Which doesn't matter that much because I'm using Hitmonchan, but still. Good Pikachu is good Pikachu. Playing some Monster Hunter? You know, I've never actually played Monster Hunter before. It seems like the type of game that would be appealing to me too, so I don't know why I haven't done it. Yeah, I've heard it's a hard game to get into, but from everything I've seen, it does look like something I would play, so I don't know, maybe I'll get into it eventually. Oh, there's a Bulbasaur over there. Bulbasaur and a glowing Butterfree. I really should catch the glowing Butterfree. Because glowing Butterfree can get you so much experience. I guess it's kind of late now that I've already caught Caterpie and Metapod, but yeah, I always have the problem that there are too many games that I want to play and never enough time to actually do it. Of course, I lose like 3 or 4 hours of potential gaming time a day by doing this, but that's alright. I enjoy doing this, so I don't mind missing out on some of the other games for it. This was a really good start. Yeah, we might even do the good old Oddish on Brock strat right here. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Actually sitting down and routing a category out and routing these alt pokes might actually be really helpful for kind of understanding how to route things. Learning where you need to do things differently. The types of things you need to consider. Ooh, I thought that Rattata was going to hit me. Yeah, I think it's useful here. Because most of the interesting routing in this run, and in the Articuno run as well, was with the fights. So it should be interesting to see. We'll see how my fight routing is now, too. Oh yeah, because of the different gyms, I think the two games are going to be completely different speedrunning-wise. It'll be interesting. I wonder if they're going to split it like they did with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee into two different games, or into two different categories. There's a part of me that thinks that maybe splitting Pikachu and Eevee was overkill, because realistically, Pikachu and Eevee are pretty similar game-wise. But Sword and Shield, on the other hand, if the different gyms are different enough, it might actually make a huge difference which game you select. I don't think the difference is going to be gigantic, but if it's 5 to 10 minutes, that actually matters a lot, right? Yeah, there's definitely some overkill when it comes to splitting things. Like I said, I don't know that Pikachu and Eevee needed to be split. I wasn't around in the community when Pikachu and Eevee were split. And obviously, I'm happy that Pikachu and Eevee were split because my Pikachu time is a lot better than the Eevee time. And I guess I do have the record in the slower game, so... But it still may not have been necessary. Like I said though, not complaining about it. Some of the Final Fantasy games have really weird splits. I actually don't know very much about the Final Fantasy speedrunning community. I don't know if I've ever watched a Final Fantasy speedrun, except at a GDQ maybe. Because I remember watching 9 at whatever GDQ it was recently. Yeah, it's not a popular speed game, it's a series. I think that's true to some extent for all the super long JRPGs. A lot of them are really good games themselves, but as speed games, it's hard to get into a run that's like 8 or 9 hours, right? Pokemon already sometimes stretches the limit of what you want to do with a run length. Like, I think right now, who is it? I think Wartab and Kizaron are doing a run to beat all the trainers in Pokemon Moon, I think. And last I checked, at least Wartab was like 7 hours in and still had around 100 trainers to go, so... Some of those things really take a long time. Yeah, that's the biggest problem, is that you just lose an entire day to the run. That's why part of me wants to actually learn a short game sometime. Because it is convenient to be able to have a game that just, you plug it in and go, and then you do that for a while and then you're done. You can get a solid number of attempts in during a day. That was the nice thing about Minecraft, at least. Back when I did that a long time ago, is I could get like 20 or 30 runs in a day and still only burn like 2 hours. Now that game was bad for other reasons, namely the terrible RNG. Gungeon, I imagine, would be the same way. Gungeon the RNG be brutal. I have played a ton of Binding of Isaac over my life, and I considered speedrunning it for a little bit, but I actually thought about it for a little while, and then kind of considered how you play speedruns and the level of RNG that kind of goes into it. And Isaac even has a good mod to make the speedrunning easier, and to make it like a better speed game. But I think it just kind of... that much RNG is too brutal to me. Now, I say that obviously playing a game that has a lot of RNG that affects your run in it, but for some reason it's not as bad for this game. Whoa. Let's not go fight that girl. There are ways to remove some levels of RNG in Gungeon? That's reasonable. Honestly, I haven't played enough Gungeon to really know it very well, so I could easily say something wrong with Gungeon. I played way more Isaac than I did Gungeon. Isaac is the same way as that, though, where you get a bad floor path and the run just dies. Isaac's probably a little bit better than that, but... and that's why in Isaac, I know they also do things like 7-character speedruns or 13-character speedruns instead of just doing normal stuff. Yeah, Isaac does have much shorter rooms, that's definitely true. Gungeon rooms can get pretty long. I may have to get back into Gungeon at some point. Gungeon was fun. Like, in terms of roguelikes, it's one of the ones I enjoyed more. I don't know, I feel like I don't play enough roguelikes. I think I spent so much time on Isaac that I didn't end up playing too many of the other ones. For better or worse. I do really like Isaac. I haven't played it in a couple months now. Actually, no, that's not true, because I played it on the Switch a little bit. I want to slowly get my Switch file done for that. Which means I should really be doing daily challenges sometime, because the daily challenge achievements are annoying. They're much better on Switch than they are on PC, but... anyway, I think if I was going to speedrun a shorter game, it would probably end up being a platformer of some kind. Who knows which one. Just one, probably one of the 2D indie platformers. Mario 2, yeah. I mean, a Mario platformer would easily be fun. Mario games are always fun, right? Or I could go really crazy and speedrun Odyssey. I have no idea if anyone uses the NES or SNES on the Switch. I do have that available to me. I have it on my Switch right now. Maybe I could do Super Mario World. I actually have the original Super Mario World on a Super Famicom, the Japanese version. So I could always do that. I'd have to find all the plugs for it, but I know that 80%'s like 10 minutes, or the 11X at least is like 10 minutes. Which is nothing at all. You know what I didn't do? I've got to go back. I didn't go to the first area to get the rare candy. I do want all my rare candies still in this Hitmonchan run. Yeah, I feel like I looked at Super Mario World and I think it was supported there too. So I could do that. Shout out to the Mario 1 board. I have only played the original Super Mario Bros. In an arcade. I've never actually played it anywhere else. And I believe that arcade was in Tokyo somewhere. That was fun. Let's get that glowy guy. It's going to be annoying to have to go all the way back for the rare candy, but They allow pretty much everything? That's nice. It's always nice when speedrun communities do that, kind of. It just makes it so much easier to get into. Obviously, there is some problem with version differences when you do that, but I think overall it's probably a good thing. Alright, can we get away with this or without this rare candy? I don't think we can. I'm not gonna go without the rare candy. All of it's on the same board? That's good. Does Final Fantasy split by platform? Because that would be... I mean, I understand the idea, but it could be very frustrating as well. That is a problem in these games, by the way. I knew I was going to hit the Zubat. I didn't do a very good job with that. Like the Let's Go games, digital is quite a bit faster than physical. So people that have physical copies of Let's Go are at a huge disadvantage. That's a big part of why I'm getting the digital version of the Sword and Shield. Just so I'm not immediately put at a huge disadvantage when the games come out. I want to have that good old speedrunning possibility. I can't believe I still haven't seen a Clefairy yet. What happens with the FF12 leaderboard? I try my best to avoid those. I should have gone under the Geodude once he turned up. Oh well. Yeah, that is probably too many different categories. I feel like the run, or unless the runs are significantly different, it's hard to justify having too many categories. That was really close. Oh my gosh, I'm just hitting all the wild Pokemon here. It's starting to look like yesterday's run. My Pikachu is still low level too, because I haven't caught a Clefairy. So hopefully we see a Clefairy soon. That isn't very much experience on level 13 either. Alright, give me a Clefairy, please. I would really appreciate it. Right about now. Yeah, I feel like in general, unless the runs are actually significantly different, usually just a little platform drop-down bar on speedrun.com is good enough. You need to click miscellaneous to see Switch and Xbox. Well, that's okay. No one speedruns on Switch and Xbox, right? I feel like there's a very low number of Xbox speedrun games. Maybe I'm just making that up, but it's always felt that way to me a little bit. Maybe that's just because those games aren't as popular for speedrunning, the Xbox games, but... And I guess Xbox has a ton of overlap with PC as well, so that's probably a huge part of it. But you don't see a lot of the big-name PS4 games either get super popular as speed games. Like, I never saw very much If it's unpopular, why does it need to be hidden away? I mean, I guess I don't really know. I don't know enough about the Final Fantasy community, so it's hard for me to really make a good judgment call on it. There is, of course, always the issue, like Ocarina of Time had the issue for a long time where the only way to get a top time, for any percent at least, was to go buy a obscure Chinese console, the IQ. And I understand trying to kind of move away from stuff like that, but it's a hard thing because fastest things are fastest, right? The IQ was the fastest console, so obviously all the fastest times are going to be on the IQ. Until the route changed and now Wii Virtual Console is good again, but... Or maybe it is, I don't know. I haven't watched an Ocarina of Time speedrun in a while. It's not a community I keep up with regularly, so... Or at all, actually, but... Alright, I'm going to need a couple extra catches up here. Because I am low level. My Pikachu also doesn't have very many AVs in attack, so I think it only has one up to this point. So it's going to be one of those runs. I think if I was level 4 or 15 though, I would have had a chance at that coughing. Which is too bad. If only Clefairy would have spawned. One day I'm going to not do that. Oh, whoops. This is supposed to be the other Pokemon. Whatever, Butterfree can get the kill. Good job, Butterfree. Alright, so I have no idea if I'm ahead or behind, because I didn't put the catch count in anywhere. Yesterday's run was really bad, catch-wise, so... I should hopefully make up a lot of time, just on the catches alone, not even on the Hitmonchan part. Hopefully I'll make up time on the Hitmonchan part as well, but... Alright, calm down, Spearow. Hey Scraps, how are you doing? Last night's run got a 341.53. There were some mistakes in there. I'm aiming for at least like 8 to 10 minutes of improvement today. I don't know that Hitmonchan has that much more than that in him, but Hitmonchan was pretty good. Its stats are surprisingly solid for the purposes of this game. And if there weren't so many Psychic and Flying types, I feel like Hitmonchan would actually be really good. Hang on. No, I did not. Can I get anything but Spearow, please? There we go. You want this route to be improved to the point it beats the 80% time? This will never beat the 80% time because it has to do 7 extra fights. There we go. Thank you for attacking. I have not routed out any of those extra fights too. I'm still doing the Rockslide Fight. We're going to lose a lot of time now because of those 2 extra catches too. I mean, when we find a way to clip through walls, the Starmie time is also going to be a lot better. All the times will be a lot better if that ever happens. Nope, that's a Mankey. Not a Sandshrew. Alright, so this is pretty slow now. That was definitely not ideal. Walking past the barrier to Elite Four is definitely the most likely glitchy time save that could happen in this game. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's a lot more reasonable than anything else. From what we've seen so far, at least. What about Koga? Oh, if you could skip Koga? I guess skipping Koga would definitely be good. I think that one would be harder to skip, though. Well, I mean, realistically, if you could skip gyms, I'm guessing you can't skip whatever's in the water, which I don't remember if Koga's in the water or not. Hi, Green Dude. How are you doing? Oh, let's deposit all that stuff. They've already all gained too many levels. Do I know Rhydon? What about Rhydon? Are you talking about a person or a Pokemon? I walked into that one. I deserve that. Fair enough. Skipping Koga would make the run a lot less fun. I think that's part of the reason that I think Let's Go is a better speed game than anything else even. Because it's not... I think it's better as a speed game than as a casual game and a competitive game. And it's because of that Koga requirement of 50 Pokemon. Without that, you're kind of just streamlining your way through the battles. And the battles are... they're fine, but they're fairly straightforward in the game, too. They're not that hard. There's no terribly difficult battles that you have to blow your way through. This is a 5/16 range, so probably not going to happen. So, let's hope for no burn. That's all I really ask for. Pikachu, don't get burned. Looks like this is going to be a slow early game, guys. It already was a slow early game, but it's slower now. I'm glad Pikachu didn't Pika die too. If Pikachu died, then, well, it's a minute and a half loss instead of like a 20-second loss. If Pikachu dies. We do have to center, though. Because you don't buy Burn Heal in Pikachu. Alright, so we're definitely going to be behind for the first part of this run. I don't know exactly when I'm going to make that all up, but hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'm a little skeptical. Let's go through here. Does putting him in the PC restore him? Not in this game, no. I have tried that before. It doesn't work. It's too bad, too, because that's usually how we heal in most of the modern Pokemon games. Yeah, it's a good strat. Like I said, it's how you heal in most modern games. Gen 6 and Gen 7 I know at least do it, and probably Gen 5 too, and maybe the other ones. Especially with the DS, it's really fast to do that, because you could just drag and drop with the touchscreen. In and out of the box. The box is one of the best innovations that Let's Go made. Let's Go didn't do that much interesting for the series, but the box was definitely really good. I feel like almost everything that could go wrong has gone wrong in this run so far. Including me missing things, so... You don't know how it's one big box? It's okay, you don't need to think about it too much. It's like a Harry Potter box. Oh, you don't like how it's one big box, okay. That's a lot different than not knowing how it's one big box. Alright, so we can only go up from here, right? I don't think anything could possibly go worse than it's gone so far. I shouldn't say that yet, but... Alright, what do I have to do here? I have to decide whether I want to pick up the Ether. I did pick up the Ether yesterday, so I'm probably not going to today. I wonder if I could get away with not getting Kadabra. I'm actually thinking about that right now. Because Kadabra is really inconsistent. And also, it means I don't have to use a Rare Candy on Kadabra. And I could use it on Hitmonchan instead. If I don't get it. That might actually be a good idea. Maybe I should try that. Just routing out Kadabra. I'm going to think about that. If I see an Abra on Route 6, I'm not going to get Kadabra. Well, late game Kadabra. I'm still going to get Kadabra, but... Because I think that I can do the entirety of the dojo without Kadabra. Hopefully. The world record holder for Gungeon set a new record in a category? That's cool. What are the times like in Gungeon? What do I plan on running next? I don't know. I know the original plan was Alolan Ninetales, which would mean I'd have to get out Eevee again, but... I still have to think about it. Because there are a lot of Pokemon that could be interesting. Whatever I choose to run tomorrow is probably going to be the last one I run before Pikachu, at least. Because I want to do Pikachu on the last 2 days. So there are a lot of things we can decide between, right? There are so many Pokemon that are available from mid to late game that are not bad Pokemon. $702 for any percent and $802 for any percent turbo. Yeah, okay, that seems pretty reasonable for a game like Gungeon. That makes sense to me. Let's Headbutt. We cannot knock out Coughing, so... So I think that Pokemon that could be interesting are things like... I don't want to do a Water type. Let's So let's rule out any water types. I could do Vileplume. I'm really tempted to do something like Vileplume. I would probably do that from a Gloom that you catch in the mid-game, or in maybe Route 21 or something. I could also do an Evolution, which I think would be really interesting. Something like Flareon might be pretty fun. I think Flareon could be really interesting. I could do Aerodactyl, I could do Amistar. No, I said I don't want to do water types, so no Aerodactyl, or no Amistar. I want to do something that's fundamentally different than the ones I've done so far, though, so... Alolan Ninetales could be doable, like I said. I could do Haunter. There are 3 issues that people, or 3 characters that people run in Gungeon. That makes sense, though. That's a pretty reasonable number. Yeah, this split was terrible. I think everything that could have gone wrong in this split did. Except for Pikachu dying. Pikachu didn't die, it just had to heal because it got burned, and left on 1 HP instead. First character is a glass cannon. Second character is pure RNG. That seems fine. And last character depends on the first item drop. That doesn't seem too bad to me. I mean, that's no different than most roguelikes, right? I remember there was a very, very brief period where I wanted to try speedrunning Slay the Spire. That's another roguelike type game that I played. Although Slay the Spire is as much of a deck builder as it is a roguelike. But I decided against it at some point. Mostly because I stopped playing Slay the Spire, but... Anyway, yeah, I'm open to a lot of different things for what Pokemon to run tomorrow. As long as it's available in the mid to late game, I'm willing to do almost anything. Where mid game is something probably around Rock Tunnel on. Maybe even a little bit earlier than Rock Tunnel. What would be the meme Pokemon to run? I mean, the ultimate meme Pokemon to run would be Ditto, right? I don't know how viable Ditto is in any way, though, so... Like, Ditto might actually just be unrunnable. You can get some Alolan Pokemon early on. Not a lot of them. Like, Raticate would be early. I mean, I could do any Alolan Pokemon pretty reasonably, because Alolan Pokemon do get boosted experience, so... It wouldn't be bad to run any of them, I don't think. I wouldn't do any team runs. I'd do individual Pokemon only, though. Like, you can do a team run, but teams are so much slower than just individual Pokemon. Especially with Alolans, because Alolans, they have to level up a lot. Because they get extra experience. But yeah, I'd have to choose one, individual one. I thought about doing Alolan Sandslash at some point. But I think Blaine might be too much of an obstacle. I keep missing that item. Like, walking past it. It's farther to the left, or to the left than I think it's going to be. Like, that pearl is much more centered than the first item. Alright. Let's get my rare candy here. In your game, instead of Pikachu's wagging tail, he flips you off when there's an item nearby. Hey, that's just as effective. Honestly, I don't even notice the wagging tail. I don't think I noticed it once through my entire playthrough, the first time I played. Alright, let's get that Pidgey. Let's just scare all the Abras away. That was, not the best performance in the world. Those Abras are fine. Those were hard to get. Just from the angle I was coming at. I could have probably got to them, but... Now this is the problem with getting Psyduck first. Is that Psyduck likes to break out. Oh, I do want Arcanine in this route. At least I'm going to be level 18 for the rival fight. I was not yesterday. Yeah, I should have just caught 100 Psyduck to make the chance a little bit better that it got in the ball. If I would have caught 100 Psyduck, the catch rate would have gone up and I would have been fine. It's my mistake, really. It would have made the speedrun a lot easier. Alright, I'm going to try something that I've never done before. We're going to do Route 18 with Psyduck, or with Route 9 with Psyduck. This is a good time for, or as good a time of any, or as any, for experimenting, so let's do it. Anyway, I'm still solidly behind PB. This run has not been the greatest so far. But, to be fair, Cerulean could not have gone worse, so... As long as things go well when we get to Hitmonchan, we should be fine. And my late game in PB was so bad that, catch-wise at least, that we should easily save tons of time on it, no matter what. Alright, let's do this. I wonder how my money is going to be, because my money items were not nearly as good in this run as they were in the last. I have not picked up my starter for Sword and Shield yet. I haven't even pre-ordered the game, actually. I gotta get on that sometime. I've been very lazy about that. Yeah, I am still deciding. It's hard to decide, like, what you want. What Pokemon you want to be in your game. You have to guess which gyms are going to be better for the speedrun. Guess what game's going to be slightly better than the other. I don't know if I'm going to get the double pack initially. I will probably get both games. Well, I'll definitely get both games at some point, but I may just get one of the games at first. I don't have space on my Switch right now to have both games. And I know I could just get an SD card and put stuff on there, but... I'll figure it all out before the games come out. I'll have to make a decision at some point because I'll run out of time. Is there a Pokemon Tetris 99 event going on right now? Because if so, this is about to become a Tetris 99 stream. I'm just kidding, this is never going to be a Tetris 99 stream. Not unless I get way better. I think I've won maybe 12 or somewhere between 12 and 15 Tetris 99 games now at this point. But I'm still way too slow to actually reasonably stream it ever. Not that I really would ever even want to stream Tetris 99. I mean, it's definitely something that takes getting used to, right? It is a hard... or Tetris is a hard game. Especially to play fast. Because some people are just really, really good at Tetris. Some people are unreasonably good at Tetris. Is it really only 120 hours? That's incredible. I guess, yeah, I have 5 days of of alt Pokemon to do right here. So, we're almost there. I'm getting closer, slowly but surely. Would a Chansey run be possible? That's actually interesting. It's definitely possible. Chansey is fairly rare, and you would probably have to get it pretty late in the game, but I imagine the best place to get it would be Mansion. Just because it comes at level 45 if you get into Mansion, but... it would be brutal to wait for the Chansey spawn, too. So you can get it earlier, but I think it would just be way slower to not get it at level 45. There might be some way to guarantee a Chansey. That would be very slow for the purposes of the speedrun, though. You'd really want it to just appear instantly. Like, Chansey is rare, but it's not so rare that you can't get it or anything. Alright, so this first fight is going to be really bad because we're using Psyduck. Yeah, you would want the run to get it as soon as possible. That would be probably frustrating to run. I don't think I would want to do that, at least now. You would get it in Mount Moon in that case, at a level 11. Chansey's also very bad early, and I'll have to check what experience group it's in. I actually don't know what experience group it's in. It might be in one of the quick gating groups, so that might not be a problem at least, but... I didn't need to go to the Pokemon box. I should have known that. I remembered to switch my X items today. I did not remember that at all yesterday. Alright, so like I said, this fight's going to be brutal. I actually hope Pikachu doesn't knock out this Eevee turn 1. So that Psyduck could be ready and get some assist on the... whatever the next Pokemon is. Alright, good. We didn't knock out Eevee. Instead, we got sand attacked. That's a bit scary. Yeah, this fight's a lot worse with Psyduck than it is with Growlithe. That being said, none of those problems were actually Psyduck problems. That was just a Pikachu problem. Alright, where's Confusion? It's at the bottom. Alright, Psyduck is definitely not good. Psyduck is as bad as Growlithe, or as Pidgeotto, I think. I'll remember that for the future. Don't use Psyduck. I was told a while ago that Psyduck might actually be viable for this part. But, yeah. I'm gonna say no on the Psyduck. I could do a Golduck run. I don't think I want to do a Golduck run. It's probably too similar to Starmie. How's the Yu-Gi-Oh game that came out on Switch? I actually didn't even know there was a Yu-Gi-Oh game on Switch. Okay, Psyduck is actually awful. It's good for a Yu-Gi-Oh game? Okay. Well, that's something, I guess. Some Yu-Gi-Oh games weren't that bad. I remember enjoying a couple of them early on in my life. Yeah, this run's gonna be so far behind in the middle. Switch 1 is helping you learn the new rules. I guess that's good. Psyduck's gonna die here. Psyduck deserves to die here. I no longer like Psyduck as a Pokemon, after the performance that it put out in Route 9 today. Its campaign has every duel from every anime season? That's insane. That's actually really comprehensive for a game. I mean, most duels is still a lot. Yeah, I mean, it could be missing duels that, even just most duels at all, is a huge ask for a game to make. That's neat, actually. There's a cheating Exodia duel. That's pretty funny. I mean, there's been Exodia duels throughout the series, so you gotta have them in the game, right? It makes sense. You know, I don't think I bought enough X special attacks to skip Kadabra. Now that I think about it. No, no Nidorino. Alright, I'm gonna get Raticate and Krabby here. It allows you to play with decks that don't follow ban lists. That's cool. Yeah, that's exactly how you'd play like with your friends, right? With all the crazy broken cards. All the strategies that make people really angry because they're way too good. But they're fun, so it's usually worth it. My catches recently in this area of the game have just been awful. I don't know what it takes to get a good Route 10, but I definitely have not had it. Like, I remember yesterday, I got a 21st spawn Nidoran female, I think. Luck-wise, the Pokemon just are not spawning. Which is more annoying than anything. Like, it's not gonna kill this run in particular because I have so much time to save later in the game, but Rock Tunnel even has been a little bit better. I guess Rock Tunnel yesterday, I didn't get Machop or Cubone. And I had to cancel lures because I had used so many in this area that I didn't have enough for the late game. I had to go to an extra shop yesterday to get more lures. There we go. I actually got the stuff. Yeah, world record was pretty bad in Rock Tunnel and and this split. Like, I know... Oh, that was poorly timed. I know world record is definitely easily beatable because the end game wasn't that great, the middle game wasn't that great. And I could do a risky early game to get that better as well, so... It's interesting, there's a lot of stuff that can be better. So I may have to go for more world record attempts soon. Try to improve on that run. I think Perfect Luck might be, or have sub 3 be possible. I'm starting to come around to that idea. For some reason I thought something wasn't in the party. I think it might be easier in Eevee than Pikachu, but Pikachu could do it, I think. I'm not that close to it yet, though, obviously. Yeah, it would absolutely have to be perfect. I mean, what you would do is you would grind out the early game over and over again. And you'd probably just keep going until you can't go anymore. You would try to get that super good early game that doesn't happen very often. But it's way faster and way better. Yeah, I think a lot of the runs would die to Archer and Koga. Koga especially. Koga can be brutal. I cannot remember how many Pokemon I had at this point yesterday. I think it might have been 23, so we're definitely going to be quite a bit behind, but a lot of that's just the catch luck was pretty bad here. And earlier, the battle luck was bad earlier. So there's been a lot of sticky situations in this run so far. Oh, and Psyduck was awful. The Psyduck in this run gets a 0 out of 10 for sure. No, you can't do a Alolan Executor. I mean, I could, but I'd have to trade it in from somewhere. Because you actually can't obtain it until... Or you can't obtain Execute until late in the run. Like, I think Execute's on Route 23 only. Which is too bad, because I would have done Alolan Executor for sure. That was one of the first things I thought of back when I was thinking about doing alt poke runs. Was, maybe I'll do Executor, or Alolan Executor. But no, it's just not possible. I would love to do an Executor run. I've always found Alolan Executor extremely amusing, so... My Great Ball count was a little bit low earlier, so... Or I bought a lot less. I didn't actually see what the count was. Do I browse the Pokemon subreddit? Yeah, it's really angry right now. It is one of the few dragon types in the game. Alolan Executor and Dratini. Or are you talking about the Sword and Shield? Because I actually don't remember what Sword and Shield's Pokedex looks like that much. Honestly, I don't even remember if Alolan Executor's in it. No, I missed the time when it was all... Oh yeah, no, I remember when it was all Alolan Executor. Yeah, that was a while ago now. A few years ago. I loved it back then. I think Alolan Executor is such a fun Pokemon. Yeah, it might have been April Fool's. Yeah, the Pokemon subreddit has always been a mess. There's no question about that. Anyway, Brick Break. We got it. Alright. Am I still using Rockslide? Yeah, I am. I think that I could get rid of Rockslide, but I don't really have a good plan for it, and I want to do a different game tomorrow, or a different Pokemon tomorrow, so... Wow. Luck with Rockslide yesterday was great. Actually, Rockslide did really well. Man, I would love that in a normal run. If we got all those levels. Maybe not, actually. This might be too many levels. Yeah, that's probably too many levels. Oh well, still works. Time to do a bunch of evolutions. Yeah, yesterday I missed one Rockslide that didn't matter. I got a flinch, I think. And everything else went well. I don't think I missed any that were important. I barely use Rockslide throughout the run. Like, it's mainly for the Jesse and James fight and the Archer fights in Silphco. I can get away without it in Blaine. And I'm going to try to get away without it in Blaine too. Today. I'm still going to go get it, as much as I hate to do that. The Jesse and James fight is really bad without Rockslide. I don't know if it's so bad that... And the Archer fight's bad without Rockslide. I don't think either of them... I don't know if either of them are so bad that I mean to get it necessarily, but I'm going to. Because I haven't really routed it without that. Also, Rockslide is good on Blaine if Blaine goes poorly. It's good insurance, at least. I suppose if it looks like I'm still going to be behind, we could skip it. I don't know. We'll see. You're glad you didn't grind out a shiny dex? Grinding out a shiny dex would take a while. But... yeah. I suppose, when half the things don't make it into the next game, having a shiny dex would be a lot less effective. Or a lot less fun. Just use PK Hex. I use PK Hex as a way to store emulator Pokemon. I have 2 controllers out. Alright, that's gonna waste a bit of time. Yeah, that's what PK Hex has always been for me, was emulator storage. So I have a bunch of Pokemon from past Nuzlockes or other playthroughs just sitting on there. You know, sometimes I'm not very smart about the 2 controllers. You're still grinding for Shiny Blacephalon? I've always liked Shiny Blacephalon. It's a crazy enough color compared to the normal that, for some reason, I find it really nice looking. Alright, Krabby is already level 27. So Machop and Rhyhorn left. My favorite shiny is, I like Ponyta. I'm slightly biased to it there because I have a shiny Ponyta. But, I do really like shiny Ponyta. I also like, what else? I like, Caterpie. The bright yellow Caterpie for some reason. I don't know, I'd have to look through a list, or a large list of them. I don't know why shiny Rapidash is a letdown. I'm never evolving my shiny Ponyta. What do you guys think the best shinies are? I'm curious. Because there are a lot of interesting shiny designs. And I'm probably not the best person to ask about them since I've never done too much shiny hunting, so... If you guys give me a list of good shinies, that's a nice range to hit. Shiny Raticate is garbage. Charizard is solid. Hang on, let me look at shiny Roserade and shiny Nidoking. I'm gonna figure out how to pull these up as soon as I kind of get to a place where I can. Oh yeah, I remember the shiny Raticate in the Let's Go GDQ run. Yeah, it is a really ugly. Nidoking gets Nidoqueen colors. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen that now that you mention it. Shiny Zubat's okay. Alright, I gotta look at Roserade, hang on. This is the time. There's a Cubone in front of me, I have to not hit that. Okay. Shiny Roserade. Not in Pokemon Go, I don't care about it in Pokemon Go. Alright, yeah, shiny Roserade looks solid. Here I am just looking at the shiny Roserade and not clicking the buttons, but... Alright, that was a bad time. Well, Cephalon is definitely a cool shiny. I agree with that. Alright, I learned my lesson about looking things up in the middle of a run. Do it on my phone instead of my computer from now on. And do it when I'm not setting up X items. How long was I just sitting there on that screen? Like 5 seconds almost? I said right before the battle, don't hit this Cubone, and then, lo and behold, immediately run straight into it. It was a long 5 seconds, wasn't it? Still no Rhyhorn. We got him a Chop, though. I don't have a Growlithe either. I don't have any Ride Pokemon. That's kind of awkward. And my Pikachu is so high level, too. For this section of the game. Alright, let's pay attention a little bit more. I wonder if I could skip the X attack on this fight, because I'm high level. Probably not, because my attack wasn't very good earlier. Yeah, I'm almost certain I can't skip this. I didn't get burned, so... it was fine. What other shinies are cool? Shiny Golbat's kind of funny. With its bright... well, maybe not bright green. I did catch a shiny Golbat in a run a little while ago. Not that it's useful or usable, but it showed up at least. That's more than some of the shinies do. Shiny Rattata is also ugly. I've seen Shiny Rattata in this run. I didn't catch it, but... yeah, Shiny Starmie actually looks decent, but it is slow, like you said. Like, you really can't get away with catching it. It would waste so much time. So you pretty much have to skip any Shiny Staryus you see. Still no Rhyhorn. Yeah, not today. If we see a Shiny Starmie, we can grab it today. I will grab it today if I see it. Unless I've already caught a Staryu. We'll see. Usually on less serious runs like this one, I'm more willing to catch shiny Pokemon, so... doesn't mean I will catch them, but I'm more willing to. If I find a shiny Staryu on the last run before Sword and Shield, that would be pretty cool. And it won't even be a Starmie run, so I won't have to catch it. Or I won't have to skip it, sorry. I'm looking forward to that last run, the Pikachu runs. The Pikachu runs are going to be fun ones. Alright, no Rhyhorn. I just don't see Rhyhorns anymore. I feel like Rhyhorn is, this last week or two, has been a well under 50% encounter. Do I know how long all Sun Moon All Trainers takes? No, I don't know. Last I checked, it was Wartab was around 7 hours in and still had over 100 trainers to go, so. After people started using Rhyhorn's name for jokes, he got shy. Potentially, yeah. That's more Rhydon, though. Who will win between him and Keys? I have no idea. I don't know where they are compared to each other right now. I check them both at different times of the day, so... my times of where they are at least a couple hours off of each other. Who's doing better at the moment? I don't know if there's even an easy way to tell who's doing better, but... I occasionally see all trainer runs of various games, not just Gen 7. Oh wait, let's Keys is winning right now. They're far enough into the run now that I imagine it will be difficult to come back. Especially from a 13 trainer deficit. 13 trainers is actually a lot. That being said, I have no idea what routes they're using, or if someone's using a different route, or if they're fighting different trainers. So, like, it's really hard to tell without actually kind of knowing what's going on. This is potentially a split that I'll lose a lot of time on. You caught a streamer mid-run of all dual story deck? 12 hours is like an eighth through the run. You know, I have some respect for people that do those incredibly crazy runs that go on for days. At the same time, that would be really hard to do. And I'll never understand how people actually do them. Like, I would never be able to do that. Sometimes I feel like I'm stretching it, streaming for like 4 hours or 5 hours. Not all the time. I don't mind streaming for 5 hours. Yeah, if you get a new deck every duel, that would be pretty tough. It'd be hard for routing. And just hard for time, obviously. Alright, let's get rid of some Pokemon. How many times am I going to use the town map in this menu? It's just very consistent. Oh, you can use your own deck? Well, that should be fine then. Just use your own deck on every fight. Oh yeah, I don't have Rhyhorn. Okay, so unfortunately, Hitmonchan is going to have to make up a lot of time because this early game has been pretty bad. It's a bit scary. Yeah, an all-story deck run seems pretty tough. Alright, so I want Abra, Growlithe, and Jigglypuff. If I can get them all right here. I know that's pretty unlikely and probably asking for too much, but I'll settle for just Growlithe and Abra, if I can take them. I do need an Abra. I don't need it, but it would be very helpful. I'm not going to wait around for Abra. I'm going to try to do something special with it. But I would definitely appreciate it. There's Jigglypuff and Growlithe, so that's 2 of the 3. Jigglypuff is good as well because we want to use it as death fodder on the Jesse and James fights with Hitmonchan. Poison, I think, is neutral to fighting, yeah. I could definitely use Nidoking as a partner. It would just be a little bit slower through Dojo. World record is 27 hours. That's not that bad, actually. That's not as bad as you were making it sound when you said an 8th through at 12 hours in. Alright, so I gotta decide what to do here. This is a scary split. Yeah, if you don't know the mechanics of the newer cards, you lose. There are so many cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now these days, too. So I imagine it'd be hard to keep up. It's been out forever. There are so many effects on one card. Is that a problem now? Like, you get situations where you have so many effects? Alright, my money is worse than yesterday, so I'm going to grab this item. It's a pearl. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, honestly, it's been probably 10 years at least since I played any Yu-Gi-Oh! So my knowledge of it is very limited these days. Alright, get this Raticate out of here. I did that yesterday too, where I used a lure when I didn't need it anymore. Alright, there's our Abra and Kadabra. That's nice. What do I want to get out of, or take out of the party? Probably, I don't know, Jigglypuff? No, I'll take Nidoking out for now. I can bring that back later. That was really nice though. Okay, let's wait till I actually get Abra in. This is a fast Abra, so that's nice. Man, you guys are just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff that I have not seen or even heard of at this point. It's amazing how much these things change. Like Lynx and... I do remember Pendulum. At least it existing. I remember Synchro Monsters existing, but... I don't remember what Lynx are, or if I've even seen them. Honestly, I think I stopped playing well before Synchro. Alright, let's go get the rare candy. Then we gotta get Adamant, we gotta get... I almost went for the Nugget there. I'm not gonna get the Nugget though. I don't think I need it. So this is going to be quite a bit behind, but my catch count is much better than yesterday. Lynx are an extra deck monster that usually take generic or archetype monsters to spawn. Okay, or archetype monsters. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's always been pretty ahead of the game in introducing new mechanics. It matters where you put monsters on the field, too. Man, the game has definitely evolved. I know my mom uncovered all of my old Yu-Gi-Oh cards from probably 15 to 20 years ago. A while ago. I wonder if any of them are actually worth anything. Probably not. Or not worth a lot, at least. OG Mint Blue Eyes might be worth something. Well, I don't want to. I would never want to get rid of my OG Mint Blue Eyes, though. The OG Blue Eyes is pretty solid. You lost yours? That's a shame. Yeah, when I was in Tokyo a couple years ago, I saw in a shop one of the OG Japanese Blue Eyes was selling for about, I want to say close to $1,000, just in some shop. It was kind of insane. And that seemed cheap to me, actually. Like, I would have guessed it was going to be more. Alright, so we want to wait till Kadabra's tail is basically off the screen. That's how we know when it's time to move forward and get this guy going. Oh, I definitely went through a Magic the Gathering phase as well. I played a lot of Magic for a while. I mean, they're fun games, right? I mean, I feel like if you're in Japan, there's a good reason to want the original, or the Japanese Blue Eyes, right? In Japan, it's probably worth a lot more than it is here. Yeah, we used to play... There was a period where I used to play Magic at lunch every day for a couple years. I want to say that was in 5th grade, maybe? Or 6th grade? Yeah, I saw it in Japan. That's where that all went down for me. Yeah, I don't think the Japanese Blue Eyes would be worth a lot here. Okay, this split's not as bad as I thought it was. Considering I have 36 Pokemon now, I think I might have actually made up a decent amount of time on PB. Obviously, I still have like 2 minutes left in the split, but I think I'm well ahead. No, structured decks and card packs were not a thing yet for Blue Eyes. Alright, let's go, Koichi. The Karate Master with his Poliwrath. This guy has different Pokemon every single game he's in, I think. Usually it's Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, but for some reason in this game they gave him Poliwrath instead. I won't accidentally take Hitmonlee. It'd be pretty hard to do that, since the Pokemon are actually standing out. Yeah, Japan has gacha machines for a lot of stuff. There are so many gacha machines around Tokyo. Like, I was amazed. Yep, I want the piston punching Hitmonchan. Let's go. Alright, so we're coming in at a 2-minute disadvantage on the Hitmonchan section of the run. But like I said, I do think I have more Pokemon, so I'm probably not actually at a huge disadvantage. What am I doing? I've lost my mind. That was about the slowest menu you could possibly have. Yeah, Japan is really cool. I liked Japan. I didn't get to see as much of it as I wanted to because I bundled... What am I doing? I bundled my Japan trip with a trip to South Korea as well, so I kind of only had a few days in each. But I had a ton of fun on that trip. It's honestly one of the best trips I've ever taken. You were born in South Korea, that's really cool. I went there about 2 years ago. Same time as I went to Tokyo. I just got to Seoul, though. I didn't get to see everything. What month? Maybe March? I think it was a March. I didn't teach Brick Break. Oh, this is a mess now. Hey, that Dizzy Punch did a lot. I did not have any strawberries in Korea. I actually did not know that was a thing. They're good? I mean, I believe you for sure. April is the best time? Yeah, I just had some availability in March. That's why I ended up in Asia. It happened to be the most convenient time for me that year. when you went, you couldn't eat strawberries in the US for a long time. It is funny how some foods are just so much better in different parts of the world. It really can ruin the food for you when you come back home a little bit. There's a lot of good food in the world. I've definitely noticed that as I travel more and more throughout my life. Not that I get to travel that often outside of the US, but I've managed to hit a few countries now. In the last few years, at least. Alright, so I actually have all this stuff routed out, by the way, now. That's nice. Let's see if my routing is actually good, but... Alright, that confusion really sucks. You studied abroad in Italy for 4 months? That's nice. Yeah, I mean, Italian food is always fun, right? Italians are known for their great food. And there is good reason for it. Alright, that was a really weird fight. I have been to France, I've been to England, I've been to Korea and Japan. Obviously South Korea, not North Korea. And I've been through Canada, Mexico, Honduras, and Guatemala. I think that's all I've been to. I've been to Puerto Rico, but that's kind of inside the US. Puerto Rico is different enough from the rest of the US that I'm sort of willing to count it as a different place. My Puerto Rico trip was really fun. I had a friend in college who was Puerto Rican, so we stayed with him for about a week, me and a group of friends and I. And I got to see a lot of stuff there. Yeah, travel is really nice. I'm really happy that I've gotten to experience as much as I have with that. There's a lot of really cool stuff in the world. I would like to keep going. I want to hit a lot of, at least, well, I want to hit a lot of the world, really. I would recommend Japan. I enjoyed it a lot. You don't recommend Athens? What's wrong with Athens? Okay, the islands of Greece probably are a lot nicer than Athens, aren't they? But Athens is a dump? That's a little sad. It seems like a place that'd be pretty good. Or not terrible, at least to me. Alright, so I originally was planning to do this fight one controller. But I believe that 2 controller is better because harden and minimize can be really annoying. Fire Punch, I believe, is a 13/16th range here. Or any of the punches. We go for Fire Punch because it has a chance to kill with Burn. If I don't get the range. Parthenon had a ton of construction around it. There is a Parthenon in Paris, I believe, or a reconstruction of it. That looks pretty similar. Which is kind of cool. Construction can always kill some landmarks. And that's always unfortunate. I mean, look what happened to Notre Dame last year. The scaffolding caught fire and completely destroyed it. Or destroyed a lot of it. That was really sad, actually. I got super lucky with Notre Dame. Because I was in Paris about a month before it burned down. Or, I guess it didn't burn down, but burned a lot of it. It's kind of weird to think that historical landmark that I had just seen like a month ago, just was not there anymore, though. It's one of those things that you kind of never expect to happen. Yeah, other places in the world do have a ton of history, don't they? And the US is definitely young in comparison, there's no question about that. Alright, what do I need to do here? I need to get And I want to focus just a little bit since I have, you know, lost focus a couple times on this run. I need to do this. I should not have done this through this menu, but it's fine. The US does have its own history as well. It's just the history is kind of... Compared to a lot of the world, it's less rich, and that's just because it's a young country, right? There is a lot of cool stuff to see in the US. But I'm at the point in my life now that I moved around a lot as a kid. Around the US a lot, just because my dad's job moved a lot. So I'm at the point now where I've seen most of what the US has to offer. A large majority of it, at least. Yeah, I've been to the Grand Canyon. I have been to basically probably most of the big US landmarks. I think. I've been to the Grand Canyon a few times. I lived in Colorado for a while, so I've seen pretty much everything in that area of the world. At least most of the big areas. I really liked Zion National Park in that area of the world. The west. Yeah, I've been to the Salt Flats. I was fairly young when I went to the Salt Flats, though. Alright, so we Fire Punch. See you later, Jigglypuff. Alright, so this could be a little bit scary because I can get paralyzed by Arbok. And I do have to heal here because Arbok has the potential to kill Hitmonchan with Wheezing. Hopefully there's not too much of a problem here. We're going to Ice Punch Wheezing because it has a chance to freeze, which is now the best thing that can happen on the fight. Obviously it didn't happen, but... So this fight is scary with Hitmonchan compared to with Pikachu, but it was still 4 turns, which is the same as a bad Pikachu, so... You know, we take it. Anyway, what other areas in the US do I really like? I mean, there's a lot of places in the US I like. It's amazing how big the US actually is. I've driven across it a few times now, for various reasons, usually as a kid. But I drove across it when I moved from California back to Illinois, where I am right now. And it's amazing how many little things are just around. Alright, so we X-Attack here. Thunder Punch almost always 3-hit KOs. I believe it's 99.8% is what I calculated. We're definitely getting it, obviously. And since I use an X speed, we are faster than Golbat. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any faster way to kill that Wheezing. I think you have to 3-turn it, basically. I tried +2 Thunder Punch and then +4 Thunder Punch, and it didn't work. You say my knowledge of the game is impressive. It was a lot less impressive yesterday when I was doing this for the first time. I've gone through and calced all this stuff earlier today. Luckily, Hitmonchan pretty much always has the same stats, so it's a lot easier to know things about it. You just have to go through and calc everything. But I try my best to know as much as possible. Hopefully when Sword and Shield comes out, I get similar knowledge. We'll see how that works. It is very difficult to get kind of know everything that's there to know in the game. I really like this fight with Hitmonchan because you don't have to use 2 controllers. Alright, so we fake out here. Or we exit. It didn't fake out. Why would you not fake out? And then sometimes the AI just completely surprises you. So this is a 15/16th range on the Rhyhorn. So if we don't hit it, Hitmonchan's gonna die here. But we did, so we're fine. So hopefully with all the routing differences I've made between today and yesterday, I should start saving a bunch of time. The early game in this run was not very good. But I think we'll be fine. I know what I'm doing a lot more now. I have expectations for how Hitmonchan is going to do. And I kind of know where the ranges are going to be, so everything should be good. I'm still going to pick up the Mighty Candies because I calced everything with Mighty Candies, so makes it a little bit easier on me. And I also still need the Super Potion. I should make sure I do that. Alright, so one other thing that's going on here. My splits are out of order because I forgot to reorder them here. We're going to do Erica first. Instead of Pokeflute and Lieutenant Surge. Because we're already in Celadon, so... And I feel like if we get an extra level for the Weezing in Pokeflute split, then it'll be a lot better. I don't know if we actually will. It probably depends on a Ghastly catch. But yeah, so ignore the names of the splits up here. So yesterday, Mega Drain did 30 damage to Hitmonchan. We're going to assume it does just a little bit more because I was level 32 yesterday. Whoa, hey. You can get around that corner. Yeah, going back to the salt flats in Utah, my dad ends up going there a lot because he works... Well, he goes to work in Salt Lake a lot, so... He's seen that area more than I have. I realized while looking through my closet the other day that most of my shirts, they're either from... Or most of my t-shirts have come from either clubs I've been in, or they're shirts of locations. There's the occasional, like, Pokemon or Star Wars shirt or something. But most of them are locations, and they're not locations that I've been to. They're all locations that my parents have been to. Because when I go somewhere, I don't usually buy a shirt for it. I usually just go there, experience it, and then move on. My parents like to buy shirts and souvenirs, so... I have acquired those over the years. You've got a lot of GDQ shirts? Yeah, I've been very lucky in my life with the amount of travel I've gotten. I know that a lot of people don't get that opportunity, so I'm very grateful that I did. Dodging Sleep Powder is really good too. I definitely appreciate that dodge. There really is so much to see in the world, and so many different ways that people live their lives that... It's, like I said, it's just nice to see it. I've never been a person that really needs a lot of comfortable stuff around, so... Okay, ignore that split. It's supposed to be an Erica split, so everything's out of order here. Surge might be the same way. I have no idea how long the split's going to take. Actually, yesterday, on the Lieutenant Surge split, I used Brick Break on everything, and it did well. But one thing I realized is that when calking today, I hit a really bad range on the Raichu. So Raichu doesn't have very high of a chance to get knocked out by Brick Break. So hopefully we get lucky and get the Brick Break range again, but we shouldn't count on it either. It's one of those ranges that may not happen. Yeah, I think the shirt that I've actually gotten the most questions on, as I drop a bunch of frames right there, I have a shirt that's from Zermatt, Switzerland. And I keep getting questions on it, like, about it, and the only thing I can ever say to people is, like, I don't know, I've never been to Zermatt, I've never been to Switzerland. It's just a shirt in my closet that I got from my dad. Really, it means I should go to Zermatt so I actually have things to answer. I think Zermatt's a skiing town or something, if I remember right. But I don't know for sure. Okay, this is a bad range. And I got it. Nice. Yeah, I would love to visit Switzerland. I had an opportunity that I almost got to go there a while ago, but I didn't make it. Things kind of got in the way. Train tickets were expensive. That's really the reason. It's hard to book quick train tickets in Europe for reasonable price. I'm gonna have to go back to Europe sometime. I don't know when I'll get around or get the opportunity to, but I would love to. That being said, I might want to go to South America first. It is really expensive to travel, and that's the biggest problem. It's hard to justify throwing money into it, as much as I love doing it. It's just like GDQ. I would have loved to go to GDQ this year, but, well, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll go to a GDQ. When it's in a place that's not Orlando. I've been to Orlando before, so a few times. So I don't really need to see Florida that badly. Man, I have no idea what's going on with my stream right now. I apologize for all the frames that are dropping. That's happened a couple times recently to me. And I don't really know what to do about it. Oh, give me that. I'll take that, Ghastly. You're not noticing anything. That's good. I could definitely see the signal on my stream. Or on my OBS that's telling me. Okay, yeah. That didn't quite make it to where I wanted it to go to. I don't have any huge desire to go to a GDQ, but or any marathon really, but I think it would be a fun thing to do at least once or twice. Maybe when I feel like I'm well established in the speedrunning community. I'm still a relatively new speedrunner, so... Thank you for the good luck, Jose Javier. It's gone... Well, it was pretty bad in the Pikachu part, but the Hitmonchan part has gone well so far. I've been pretty satisfied with how this part's gone. And unlike yesterday, my catch counter looks good. In fact, I have 39 because I never marked Hitmonchan. 39 is an insanely high number for this point in the run. Okay, I have like 46 health left, right? I'm gonna get this nugget too, just to be safe. I skipped a couple nuggets that take a while earlier, but I think this one doesn't take that long to get to, so we should be smart. So this range is guaranteed at level 32, so it's good that we got that Ghastly to get to level 32. We're also faster than Haunters, which is nice. Hitmonchan is always faster than these two Haunters. That makes it way better in this area than Kadabra that just dies when it gets into a Haunter fight. Kadabra also has problems with Sucker Punch, so it's not just that kills it. But yeah, Sucker Punch or Shadow Ball I think is a huge problem for Kadabra. It might be able to live a Sucker Punch from full. I don't actually remember. I've never really tried to route Kadabra through this area, so... Or route Kadabra at all. Man, just everything's evolving here. We're gonna have so many high-level Pokemon. Or we're gonna have such a high Pokemon count. It's gonna be easy to come back later. Since PB had a huge problem with the later parts of this run. On catches alone, it had a huge problem. In fact, I'm tempted to not grab these Ultra Balls. I'm still going to, but I almost don't need them. Anyway, yeah, we're losing time on this split because it thinks it's an Erica split instead of a Pokeflute split, and the Erica split's usually way shorter than Pokeflute. So, we're gonna see pretty soon where I am on the splits. I will say the Jesse and James fight is pretty bad with Hitmonchan. If only we could use Hitmontop. Hitmontop would probably actually be much worse for the purposes of this speedrun. Just because, for the same reason Hitmonlee is. Just doesn't learn as many good moves as Hitmonchan does. I think the Elemental Punches really help out Hitmonchan getting through this run. Which is why I wanted to run it in the first place. Getting a Pokemon that automatically has Fire, Ice, and electric coverage is really nice. Alright, so let's see what happens on this fight. Yeah, oh man, the frames are just dropping like crazy in this part of the run. I hope it's not as bad as it looks on my OBS is telling me. Because OBS is very angry looking. So yesterday I didn't use Jigglypuff in this part of the run either. To take away hits. And I'm really glad I am now. Because it's definitely a lot better. I'm glad that the Arbok is attacking Nidoking instead of Hitmonchan. Hopefully Weezing also attacks Nidoking, but it didn't. This is going to be a 5-turn fight, just because of how it worked out. Alright, now it should be fine. This is a hard fight to do well with Hitmonchan. It just doesn't have any really good options. Anyway, we are out of antidotes now. So anyway, through this section of the run between Dojo and the end of this split, it looks like we're saving maybe 20 seconds. However, we caught a lot of Pokemon. We're at 40 right now, and that's a very high number. We even saved more than 20 seconds. Yeah, 30 seconds. Alright, let's get rid of all these Pokemon we don't need. Actually, I don't remember if I need Nidoking or not here. I don't think I do. No, I think that's fine. No, I still haven't decided on my starter for Sword and Shield. It's a hard choice. It's always a hard choice. I'm always really indecisive about this stuff until I actually get the games and I have to choose. I haven't even decided whether I'm getting Sword or Shield first. Like, I haven't done my pre-order yet because I don't know what I want to get. I'm obviously going to get both eventually because I always do that with these games. But I need to choose one for first. I think part of me wants to go with Grookey, which is, I think, a maybe weird choice, but I don't know. Does anyone else have plans for starters? You're going with Shield? So, one of the deciding factors for me might be that I might go with Sword, specifically because Wartab is getting Sword. And I really like Wartab's routing for games in the speedrun. In a speedrun sense, at least. Yeah, going in blind is fun. I'm amazed that you have managed to stay as spoiler-free as you have, Scraps. Because the internet is just all over everything. Okay, I did that yesterday. It took a long time to catch Rapidash. I didn't need this elixir either. I should not have picked that up. Yeah, considering how close we are to release. That's a Ponyta. I heard that cry. I would recognize it anywhere. Well, almost anywhere. I guess it's hard for me to picture staying spoiler-free more, just because I go out of my way kind of to find spoilers, so maybe not out of my way, but I definitely don't put any effort into avoiding spoilers, so it's hard for me to picture even being able to dodge all the spoilers. Because they really are everywhere on the internet. There it is. Hello, Doduo. Come back, please. I realize that I have 6 Ultra Balls, so I can afford to throw Ultra Balls like crazy here. And that's everything I want to catch at this point, too. I think next up is Grimer and Staryu, and then after that we should be good. I don't even need the Water Stone today. I do want to keep the lure here. After yesterday, I realized that I need to have a level 45 Pokemon for Sabrina, and Hitmonchan is not going to quite get there, probably. So... No, you haven't missed anything that cool. We had some routing differences. I changed up my game plan a little bit, but... the splits are out of order because I forgot to fix them earlier today. We're way ahead on Pokemon, so I've caught up, basically. In fact, I might just be ahead. I didn't make the mistake of catching Rapidash on Route 17 today and wasting all my Ultra Balls. Alright, so I'm going to skip any Tentacool I see. I actually don't want Tentacool here. Yeah, alright, so we're ahead now. It's only going to get better from here. No matter how bad the start of the run was. I'm probably not going to save 8 minutes like I was hoping, but... There we go. Alright, let's catch ourselves a Staryu. Let's get this going. I'm going to skip any Tentacools today. After yesterday's Tentacool debacle, we don't want anything to do with Tentacool anymore. Unless I don't see a Staryu, then I might need to, but... I don't know where I'm going. Yesterday, a Tentacool ran away. I wasted all my Great Balls on Rapidash. And then, yeah, Tentacool ran away. That being said, okay. I'll take that Staryu. That's very far away, but it's fine. Watch this be a really good Staryu now that I'm not doing Staryu runs anymore. No, it's terrible. Yeah, the really far Staryus, you know, they happen. It's a 1026 Staryu, so nothing we would ever want for a normal 80% speedrun. Luckily, we're doing a much cooler Pokemon in Hitmonchan, so... Okay, so... Yeah, the 1010 Starmie did okay. That 1010 Starmie died to Lance, didn't it? Or maybe it died to... Yeah, it died to Lance. It got crit by Seadra. It didn't lose because it was bad, though. It lost because it got crit. And that's just something that can happen. I am still going to save before each Elite Four fight in this run, just because pretty much everyone is dangerous. And has potential to crit. Which is unfortunate, but also the nature of how a lesser Pokemon like Hitmonchan does. Or a slightly weaker Pokemon than Starmie. It's not even lesser, it's just his type is worse. Alright, let's grab this Grimer, and then we are done with our catches. The catches in this run were really nice. Besides that, I messed that up, but the catches in general have been really solid today. Except in Route 10. Route 10 is never solid, but... And I guess the early game was also really bad. But after Route 10, everything was pretty good. Yeah, any percent route, this has the highest level Pokemon. Alright, so what is the chance that I skipped a rare candy at some point throughout the run? It's probably not that likely, but it easily could have happened. The chance is yes. I hope the chance is not that good. I did skip one earlier, but I went back and got it, so... I know I skipped the Mount Moon one. I thought I could get between the Grimer and the stairs. Obviously, I was wrong. Okay, I think I've routed this fight just slightly better. It's definitely not perfect, but hopefully it should be doable. And we won't just immediately die. I should have healed Hitmonchan also before I did this. Actually, no, let's put Arcanine in. Yeah, Arcanine belongs in right here. Yeah, that was bad. I should not have let that happen. Alright, so we gotta think about how to fix this. Yeah, I need to heal. That's my bad. Oh, did the Sword and Shield League subreddit get killed? Okay, this is actually a really bad situation because I really wanted, or I really needed Hitmonchan to be buffed here. The mods killed it to protect more leakers. Yeah, this is the Rockslide Fight. I really needed Graveler to not kill Hitmonchan. So I have no idea how this is going to work now. Okay, Staryu's dead. One of the leakers got caught. That's not that surprising, realistically. It's hard to keep yourself safe from getting caught, right? Okay, I have two Pokemon left here. That's a little scary. Or 3 Pokemon left. Yeah, this fight went really poorly. I'll have to slightly reconsider how to do this. I'm going to X-Attack again. I'm using a lot of X-Attacks here also. Alright, we made it through the fight. Bit of a bad fight there. What Pokemon do I even have left in my party? I have Grimer left, okay. So we might want to consider using a X Special Defense here. I forgot to get rid of the second controller for a minute. In fact, what I might want to consider... Not using PP ups. Let's have another Pokemon available for this fight. I think it would be smart to have another Pokemon available. That fight went really poorly. And I think my life You know, honestly, I should rat out Rockslide. I don't think Rockslide is correct. That fight is just so difficult for low-level Hitmonchan. And I don't want to use my rare candies until I'm done with this section either, so... Alright, that's good. I'm glad I attacked Grimer. I wonder if I'm going to run out of X attacks because I had to use so many extra there. I might. That'd be a little unfortunate. I'm also lower level than I was yesterday at this point. By just a bit. And that concerns me enough that I'm willing to catch a Magmar here instead of evolving another Pokemon. And I blew the experience. Okay. Should have been more hesitant there. That's my bad. Yeah, I think getting Magmar here was actually worth it. Just to try to get myself one extra level. That being said, maybe not worth it. Yeah, okay, I don't even know if this is going to get me the extra level. If I catch it, so... What does this mean also? It means I probably shouldn't evolve something. But yeah, I really want level 43 going forward, so... I'm going to choose not to evolve Doduo then. I think that's actually the correct decision now that I've done this. Hey, I made the cycle. I almost never make that cycle. Okay, I've already picked up the elixir. The elixir is way overkill, so we're going to skip the max elixir here. Because yeah, this run has way more PP than you actually need. So Rockslide is really nice for Blaine if Blaine goes poorly. Hey, I didn't skip any, I didn't skip any of the candies. That's good. I always worry a little bit about that. Okay, so 132 is the amount I expected to have right here. That's the attack I wanted, so we at least know we're good there. Oh yeah, I wanted to deposit Doduo. I'm actually going to do that right now. Alright, it's quiz time. Do I need the XP on Doduo? No. I actually don't want it, because I caught the Magmar. So my catch count is actually good without Doduo. So I don't want to get an extra evolution. I need Grimer to stay in the party because, yeah, I don't know. I think the 2 Pokemon I want to evolve. Yeah, the Pokemon tracker. I don't actually want. Yeah, I want Grimer because it's level 45, and we're not going to have a level 45 Pokemon. Our Hitmonchan will not be level 45 for Sabrina. Hitmonchan hits level 45 during the Sabrina fight. That was actually interesting here. Because I caught so many Pokemon early in the game, my Hitmonchan was not level 35 for the end there, so I had to catch that Magmar to offset that. I do want my Hitmonchan to be that level, because the calcs get a lot worse if you're a level lower. So yesterday I did this fight in 4 turns, but I realized, while calcing it earlier, that I hit a 1/16th range on Arcanine. So we are going to do this fight in 5 turns, because it's much more reliable. And I actually do not need Rockslide because of how this started. So this entire fight's going to be Brick Breaks. Unless Arcanine comes out right now. If Arcanine comes out right now, then I need Rockslide for that. But it's Rapidash, so we're just going to Brick Break through the fight. Which is why I think Rockslide isn't really that necessary. Like, why use Rockslide when Brick Break works perfectly fine for this fight? I can improvise the Jesse and James fight and the other fight and probably lose less time than that horrible Rita fight went. I may even come back to Hitmonchan later. I'm not going to do it the next couple days, but I just feel like there's so much that could be better. And mainly just routing out Rockslide and doing the early game better, but anyway. Now the time save is really starting to come in. I think our chance of getting a 3:33:33 is at least pretty good. Because I expect to save more time like this later. And even with those extra X attacks because I died on Rita, I still have enough for the rest of the game, I think. Or until I buy more. I ended up with a perfect amount somehow. I'm being smart today and flying to Saffron too. Yesterday I flew to the other place, Vermilion. Just did the same thing you would normally do in a normal run. But we have the option to fly here to now, so I'm also going to take an extra turn on this next fight. The blue fight. Yesterday on blue, I got flinched 5 times by Charizard's Air Slash. Which was obviously catastrophic, so I'm going to take an extra turn, set up an X speed on the Executor, just eat a Psychic, most likely. And we're not going to have that problem. We're just going to kill the Charizard in 1 hit. I don't actually know what Pokemon's in second slot right now either. I guess it's Arcanine, right? Yeah, it should be Arcanine. Arcanine's a decent Pokemon for the second slot. Usually I would prefer Rapidash, but I don't have Rapidash yet, so 273, 251 War Tab. That's not Ice Punch. Don't use Thunder Punch. Alright, we are now getting turnarounds. Hitmonchan officially loves us now. It's all those rare candies. We were probably getting them on the plane fight too, but since I didn't use Rockslide, we didn't see them. But all those rare candies give a huge boost in happiness, so... There's our Rapidash. And there's Mach. Alright. Yeah, it's hard to say who was ahead without knowing exactly what routes they were using and where they were. And some trainers are a lot easier than others. It's just really hard to tell in a run like that, right? There's so much differences, and it's such a long run. Konami just dropped a God Box in Duel Links. That sounds fun. One of these days I've got to go or play Duel Links. It seemed really popular. Maybe not popular, but it seemed fun. Whoops. Hano snapped the meta. Yeah, I imagine dropping a box like that would completely destroy the meta. How many hours do you think that run's gonna go? I guess it can't be that much longer since they only need... Wartab only needs a few more trainers. It's making Konami more money than actual Yu-Gi-Oh! That's pretty amazing. Yeah, Duel Links did really well for itself. Probably for good reason. Duel Links was fun, I think, from everything I saw. Yeah, and microtransactions make a ton of money. There's no denying that. I know Pokemon Go has made so much money on that too, so... And Pokemon Go still has a huge user base. Or relatively huge. It's not like it was at the start, but... The microtransactions matter. I know I have a couple friends here who still spend quite a bit of money on Pokemon Go. I think one of them plays Duel Links too, actually. And has spent some money there too. It's very easy to convince people to buy your fun stuff. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is hard as a physical card game because people make mistakes on rules, but having automated rules is really nice. You're right. I know me and my friends never had any idea how to play when we were young. Nice. That is a good first turn. I would have preferred to not get crit, but... You know, this is fine. Okay, this is probably the worst situation that I could have had. These two Pokemon next to each other. I want to kill the Muck as soon as possible. Oh, the creator banned tournaments from giving money, or prize money? That is a beautiful crit. Thank you, Hitmonchan. That was about the best turn I could have asked for. So, we turned it around. Completely accidentally. Now let's flinch the Wheezing. A IRL card game gives packs for winning. That's kind of unfortunate. I feel like that would make it a hard sell to actually play for a lot of people. Alright, don't protect, please. I know it's going to protect, but please don't. And my rival also healed his Pokemon. What a waste of time. Just attack into the protect, it's fine. Hitmonchan's gonna dominate. Alright, slow Archer Fight. This Archer Fight was a lot worse than yesterday's. But the Blue Flight was a lot better. I've always got to do that at least once a run. Just cancel out of my move selection on a double battle. Alright, we made it through the difficult fight. Everything else should be straightforward from here. For a while, at least. Alright, what's gonna happen here? That guy turned a while ago, but I think I'm still gonna beat him. Yeah, I easily beat him. No problem at all. Alright, hopefully this fight goes well. Rockslide could do some crazy things, so... And Arbok can do some crazy things, really. Arbok is as much as a problem as Rockslide is. I wonder if having Arcanine in second slot is going to change the AI any. Because it's a lot weaker than Rapidash, just level-wise. I don't know if that makes a huge difference here, because Arcanine is a bit bulkier than Rapidash, but... Alright, so we Rock Slide here. Hopefully don't miss Wheezing. Flinch is really awesome. And we had just enough X attacks, even with the death on Rita. Alright, I'm going to see up here if I can get away with not selling all my money items. I know that kind of defeats the purpose of getting them all, but... Yeah, the crazy thing here, though, is even with all the bad, or even with the bad Archer fight, I'm still going to save a bunch of time on this split. Which is pretty nice. So this fight is easy. If I get a Play Rough attack drop, the Nidoqueen roll gets pretty bad. So... that's the one thing that can go wrong here. A Play Rough attack drop wouldn't be ideal. So hopefully this fakes out turn 1. Yeah, especially since I have no more X attacks because of the Rita fight. Alright, it's fine. No attack drop. So we are going to get through these next two Pokemon very easily. Brick break that thing down, and Ice Punch on Nidoqueen. Good. Nice and easy fight. And I saved over a minute on that split. And I actually have the correct number of Pokemon, too. So, looking back at this whole section, I barely even used Rock Slide in this run. It was actually just one fight that I used Rock Slide on. Maybe two. I guess I used it on one turn to Jesse and James, but I could have written that out really easily. So, Rock Slide was a gigantic waste of time. I think I'm not going to do Rock Slide. I'm going to write Rock Slide out of this route if I ever come back to Hitmonchan. Oh well. That's the kind of thing I'm glad to know now. I know how everything works at this point, so... that'll also give me the Fire Punch option later in the game, maybe. Although, no, I'm still going to want Earthquake over Fire Punch. Yeah, okay, never mind. There might be some fights where Fire Punch is good, though. Because maybe I just need Earthquake for, Agatha. I don't know, maybe I could route Earthquake out. The difference with Earthquake, though, is that you get Earthquake just naturally. Just by beating, what's his name? Giovanni, so. Okay, yesterday I forgot Porygon. So let's not forget Porygon today. That was a huge mistake. No, I don't need to sell anything. I have plenty of money. So any money item I got outside of the ones I'm using right now were completely a waste of time. That was not supposed to be 51 X attacks. It was supposed to be 41, but whatever. Alright, so I have Muck in the party, so that is how we're going to deal with the level check here. Unlike yesterday, I didn't have to do anything out of my way. Okay, Muck is at a different spot than I was expecting, but that's fine. Then we just come through here and get our Pokemon we want. Or get the fight we want. The Sabrina fight is a bit scary. Because I'm using a Psychic type, obviously, but... Or a Fighting type. But I'm hoping that having Arcanine in slot 2 is going to encourage her to attack Arcanine instead of Hitmonchan. I am still going to set up an X Special Defense, just to be safe, but... I'll just wait for him. I know he just finished turning while I was on screen, but... Alright, so... I'll do the rest of the menu later. I just wanted to get that done now. Hopefully my X items are in the places I want them to be. I think they should be. Because I had all those X items at some point earlier in the run, so everything should be placed correctly. But I don't know for sure. No, everything is completely off where I want it to be. That is a little bit annoying. I do love that Brick Break breaks the screens though on this fight. It's just so much better than any other Pokemon that doesn't have Brick Break. I don't have to wait out all the screens. I mean, really, the optimal situation is the Kabutops situation, where Kabutops just knocks out Mr. Mime before it even gets screens up, but... having Brick Break is available is pretty good too. So I actually need to be +6 to knock out this Slowbro. But everything else on this gym drops, because everything else has low defense. Especially after the Brick Break. Knocking out the Reflect. I wonder if the 17 Hyper Potions I have left is enough. Because you actually have to heal quite a bit for the rest of the run. Hitmonchan does take a lot of damage. Anyway, pretty solid fight. Still saved 3 seconds, and I got Porygon this time too, so... hopefully today doesn't end up like yesterday where I get kicked by Koga. Because that was a huge surprise when it happened to me yesterday. And it was the first time it's ever happened to me in a run, too. Funny that it happened in a Hitmonchan run of all things, but... Alright, so let's do some depositing. I am going to make sure I have Porygon. Well, no, I know I have Porygon. Lapras was the one I wasn't sure about. So let's get ourselves the gold teeth. I'm not riding Rapidash. I gotta get on that. Okay, so this next gym is brutal. Because Hitmonchan does not have very many good ways to deal with really anything in this gym. Poison types are bad for Hitmonchan. Until we get Earthquake, at least. But once we get Earthquake, most of the poison types are gone, so... Alright, good. I actually had 50 today. It's always a little bit scary. You never know if you're going to make it. Alrighty. So, let's see. Yeah, one thing I did not do, I did not buy X accuracies. I forgot to write that into my notes, so they don't exist for the rest of the run. We're just going to assume we hit everything. Always a good way to play. Just assume that everything's going to work out. That's why I wanted X accuracy, because of the minimize. So Stomp always hits things. Which is why I was going to Stomp ×2 there. But we got it anyway. Everything was fine. Yeah, I think Stomp always hits minimized targets. So I wasn't actually in danger there. We had the potential to be annoyed by Hitmonchan missing and not getting the kill, but... That's actually good to know, that in this fight with Rapidash here, Stomp can help us make sure that we actually hit Muck. Alright. So no need to heal here. I do still need the second controller, so she's just going to sit there for a little while. Yeah, this fight's interesting. We have a choice whether to use 2 or 3 X attacks. And it really depends on what the Muck does. If Muck protects, I probably just use a third one. Unless I need to heal, which is possible. I also don't remember if Weezing drops to +4 Thunder Punch. I don't have that written down. So that's actually one thing that could be in the notes that is not. Anyway, hopefully it just doesn't protect this first turn. It did, so I'm gonna X attack again, I think. I'm gonna do X speed next turn. And we're gonna full heal Rapidash just to make sure that that doesn't waste a bunch of our time. So I need to X speed next turn, since I haven't done it yet. Alright, and since I have this extra turn, we are also going to X attack again. Man, it's just crazy how this works out. So +6 always kills, +4 is a good range, but it's still a range, so... Since we got all of these X items, and then I need these 2 Thunder Punches, so... I did pick up an Elixir earlier, but I want to show kind of that my route works, that I don't actually need Elixirs for the entire run. So we're going to make all this work. I'm going to save a ton of time on this split too, because I got kicked yesterday. Even though pretty much every single Pokemon caused problems on this Koga, this was one of the worst Kogas I've seen in a while. Anyway. Yeah, I don't think Koga could have protected more if he tried. And we still saved a bunch of time, so... That's what good routing gets you. Or better routing. Unfortunately, I still can't brag about my routing that much as long as the Rockslide disaster happened in this run. Anyway, we're in the home stretch now. Basically, everything that's left is pretty straightforward. It's just, if you get crit, you die, and if you don't, you win. That's basically all that's left. So, I suppose, let's just hope we don't get crit. That's all I can really ask for. Alright, so I have 2 Thunder Punches left. Now, looking through this, I need at least one for the Slowbro in Victory Road. I can use the other one on, I guess, either Pidgeot or Nidorino. Either of those are options. Part of me is thinking I should just save it, though. And just try to go through the rest of this area with Ice Punches, kind of. I think that might be the more prudent thing to do. Just use Ice Punches everywhere. How many Ice Punches do I need to have at the end of the run? Or on this split, I guess. Until the next heal. It looks like I need about 8 or 9. Assuming that I use Ice Punch in place of Thunder Punch everywhere. One day I'm not going to dismount there. I've been dismounting there a lot more lately. Pretty much ever since I got the Pika record, I started dismounting there. It's like I've gotten lazy on the end of the run. That's alright. Alright, so Tamer Cole needs an X attack here. And this range, honestly, is not that great even with an X attack. This is one of those fights that I'm considering doing 2-controller. Because there's a lot that can go wrong. Nice expelling poison away, though. Yesterday I died on this fight because it used Horn Drill and killed me. Alright, we didn't expel the poison the second time. I should have Brick Break there to save my elemental punches. Yeah. I also don't remember if Ice Punch kills here or not, so I went for Brick Break. Ice Punch almost certainly does kill. So this fight, I spent a long time debating what to do here, whether or not I should do this 1-controller or 2-controller. I've decided to do it 1-controller. I can't because, well, I should have looked at Hitmonchan's speed when it leveled up to 46. Because sometimes you outspeed this, sometimes you don't. It kind of depends on your ABs. If you don't outspeed it, it just knocks out Rapidash with Earthquake, and that's kind of inconvenient. So I don't really want that to happen. And we're faster than it anyway, so. Yeah, like, Earthquake does a lot of damage there, but... that actually looks like a ton of damage. That's a little concerning. That's more damage than I would have wanted to take. Anyway, so this next fight... this Graveler is a bad range to kill, but it still can kill. So we're going to hope it does, but we're not going to hold our breath expecting it. If I remember right, this is like under 25%, so... we'll see what happens with it. Yeah, under 25%, like I said. We'll just eat that Earthquake. Yeah, this segment of the run has a lot of healing in it because a lot of these rages aren't that good. Okay, what's my speed? That's the most important stat here. It's 95. Okay, so I was speed tying with that Nidoking. I won both speed ties. That's actually really lucky. Because a second Earthquake would have killed. Okay, so the right play there is probably almost certainly to do 2-controller and X-Attack Ice Punch on the Nidoking if you have 93 speed or less. I should not have gone for that speed tie. That's probably a mistake. I have extra X items, so I really don't need to do that. This fight's very scary. Because it's very easy to die here if Dugtrio crits me. Because Dugtrio always knocks out Rapidash with a crit, or with Earthquake. And then I need to X speed, or I need to X speed and then X attack. Luckily it's going for Slash. Hopefully it keeps going for Slash. I would... oh my gosh. Apparently using items is really hard. It's because I'm in a 2-controller fight. That's why it's confusing to me. I'm expecting the item to just go directly into the Hitmonchan, and it's not. Because it's 2-controller. Anyway, I needed that second X attack because Ice Punch doesn't kill Nidoqueen at +2. I need +4 for it. And I have 4 Ice Punches left after this fight. I need to Ice Punch the Nidoking also. And then I can Brick Break the Rhydon. Just to conserve my Ice Punches just a little bit. So this split was okay. It definitely didn't go perfectly. I'm still not entirely sure on the routing there. I think I do... I don't know if 2-controller is actually worth it in that fight. I'll have to think about that a little bit more. For now, I think it's acceptable, but it's definitely under consideration. Okay, this next fight is where not having the X accuracies is really scary. And I'm half tempted to go to the mart and buy one, because I forgot to buy one earlier. This is the only fight that it matters on, too. Oh well. We'll just go with it. See what happens. I've run out of revives again, too. I definitely did not mean to do that. That's because of the Rita fight still. That Rita fight was brutal. I should have brought that controller out earlier. Like when I was refreshing the rappel. That's usually when I do it. Alright, so this is a 5-turn fight. Just because of how I did it. We're going to try to do this in 2 turns. Well, no I'm not. Let's just be smart. Alright, it just air slashed. That's good. Sand attack is much scarier than air slash there. Sand attack is the problem. So now this fight is free. So I need an Ice Punch for Marowak, I need an Ice Punch for Venusaur, and I need a Thunder Punch for Slowbro. And that's all I need to... that's all I'm required to work with. Yeah, so we will Brick Break the Jolteon. I should have taught Earthquake already. I forgot to do that. I could do that later, but... when do I first need Earthquake? Honestly, I don't need Earthquake that early. Not until after the Jenny heal, so... I am going to teach it on the next menu, but still. It's not that important that I have it immediately. Alright, so here's a slightly stronger move for our Hitmonchan. Yeah, not having any revives left is kind of awkward here. That makes it a little bit difficult to deal with a few fights going forward. Alright, so I'm going to 1-controller the next fight. I have it written into my notes as a 2-controller, but I also have it written that +2 Ice Punch is 100% at 149 attack, and I have 149 attack easily, so... we can easily take out that Venusaur. No danger at all. I am going to be slower than Kangaskhan. So I probably have to take 2 Outrages here. But that's okay. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think Hitmonchan could do it. We're much more worried about the Psychic Trainer in a minute than that. Alright, so yeah. One controller Naomi. I think Naomi should probably always be a one controller fight. I can make it a 2-turn fight. Do I watch any esports? Honestly, not too much right now. Because I've never been that into the games that esports have kind of focused around. Which makes it much harder to get into for me. Yeah, don't worry, you're fine, Hitmonchan. I knew you had that. That is one argument that maybe I should 2-controller. If The Sims was an esport game, you'd watch more. What would a Sims esport look like? Is it a competition to see who can kill off their character the fastest? First person to drown a baby. That might be reasonable, actually, in a Sims category. Because that requires you to get the relationship going. I assume you'd have to start with an individual character. So you gotta get the relationship going, you gotta get the baby, you gotta get some build mode. I'd assume you'd have to have cheats turned off. That would still probably only take a few minutes, honestly, but... Alright, this is our last fight before we are done with this whole section. Or before we have to heal. So my PP worked out perfectly. It worked out barely perfectly, but it still worked out. Anyway, look how much damage that Brick Break does. That Brick Break did a lot. Over 50% at +2 to Hypno. If I didn't need +4 for this Slowbro, we could just Brick Break the Hypno twice. Yesterday I Earthquaked this fight, by the way, to kill off my own Rapidash. We're not going to do that today. I might do it on the next fight. But I'm a little skeptical if it's a good idea, because I don't have any revives left. And usually I want to revive here. If Rita wouldn't have gone so bad, it's all Rita's fault. It's all my fault for routing Rita into the game, but... Alright, let's see. Still been a while since I hit Alexa. We definitely don't want to hit Alexa too much. This was supposed to be 2 controllers. I did this yesterday too, where I didn't bring a second controller into the Caroline fight. So this is the fight in my notes where I have it written down that I should kill off my own Rapidash. And I think I'm still going to. Well, no, I'm not in this run. Very good. Yeah, that Brick Break is really nice, because Brick Break is about it's a good chance to kill the Jinx. Now, this is what I was really scared of, because yesterday, the Arcanine came out third, which is a lot better for me. Because I actually have attack at that point. I do not have attack right here. I wasn't sure if that was going to kill. Obviously it did, but... my notes say to be +4, and I assume that means that it was a range. Anyway, fight went fine. So, we did kill off the second controller. It's whatever. It means I'm going to have to do something kind of annoying on the champion fight. Since I do have to 2-controller champion, but... it'll be fine. Yeah, I think that +2 Earthquake is a range on the Arcanine, though. So luckily I hit it. So this next fight, yesterday, I made a huge mistake on it, and I accidentally Brick Breaked Blastoise instead of Thunder Punching. So we lost actually a decent amount of time on that fight because of that. Hopefully that doesn't cause a problem today. Hopefully I just do everything correctly. You know, Racist Velociraptor, you said the first person to drown a baby as a Sims speedrun, or a Sims esport category. I don't believe the game lets you do that. Does it? I think there are some restrictions on where babies are allowed to be in the game. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played any Sims games, but... yeah, children for sure. Like, children can do all the things that most characters can do, but... I don't think it's the same for the babies themselves. I think they have to hit, like, the child age before you have any sort of big control over them. Anyway, any move I choose for the rest of the run, assume there's some PP consideration for it. For why I'm doing it. There might not always be, but most of it there is. Hello? Get through that gap, Rapidash. Come on. Alright, yeah, there's not much to say about the Elite Four here. Every fight is dangerous, so I have to save before every fight. Unless I want to do Hitmonchan runs again the next few days, which I don't, so... we want to move on to the next Pokemon, whatever that may be. I still haven't decided what the next Pokemon's going to be. I do need to heal here, though. I have 9 Hyper Potions left. That's actually a little bit low. I shouldn't have let it get that low. But since I have, we'll be fine. We're not going to run out too quickly. This fight was a little bit scary in PB. I went down to 21 health, I think, when I was done setting up. Hey, nice dodge. Luckily, Hitmonchan loves me enough to start dodging things. That is one huge benefit of getting Pokemon really early on. And Hitmonchan qualifies as really early on. Oh my goodness, Hitmonchan, you are a beast. Just dodging everything. What a nice fight for Hitmonchan. So I think I just barely don't hit level 50 on this fight. I think I hit level 50 on the Bruno fight. That Jinx is also the only Pokemon in this entire thing that we can avoid the turnaround on. I think we might be able to avoid it on Lapras too. Like, I think Earthquake might have been in kill range. But I'm not going to risk it because I don't know for sure. I also don't remember if I had enough Earthquakes to actually risk that. Oh yeah, I do. Alright, let's risk it. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Yeah, we don't want that turnaround on Lapras. Let's save a little bit of time. Alright, like I said, every fight is dangerous here. We could die on any of them, so... Let's make sure we don't. Or let's make sure we at least have a contingency plan if we do. Like a backup save file. The next fight is the first one that starts really scaring me. Because the Agatha's Arbok actually does a lot of damage to us. Unfortunately, I also need 3 attacks for this one. Nice dodge. That's one good way to keep us alive. Alright. Easy fight. No problems on this one. And I also get to skip all the turnarounds too, because we have no super effective moves left. And then from there... Yeah, I think we're good. So, Agatha. Honestly, with how much Power of Love we'd be getting, I would not be surprised if we broke out of Poison. Agatha is actually a nice fight on this run too, because we can Ice Punch most of Agatha. Both of the Gengars died at +4 Ice Punch. As far as I know. I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, I calc them too, so... I would never be wrong about something like that. The calculator never lies. We're still going to save before every fight, since this is an alt-poke run. It's not a real run. Or at least not a serious run. So yeah, this fight is another one we need an X defense on. It's amazing how many defensive items you need on Elite Four. This is where Hitmonchan really falls or starts falling behind. compared to a lot of other Pokemon. Just because it started at such a low level, and it still is a low level. Like, level 50 is really not that high. Alright, good start. I'm surprised it didn't glare, but I will take the dodge. There's the glare. It waited till it missed okay, it didn't miss the second poison jab. So, this would be a great time for another miss. I would love it if it missed right here. Alright, we'll take that though. This fight is over now. It's a very straightforward fight. It seems a lot better than PB too. I don't know what happened on PB. Anyway, yeah, the level 54 Gengar drops, so I'm sure the level 53 also drops. Golbat definitely drops. I wonder why Agatha sends out the level 54 Gengar first here. It must just have some move that causes it to be beneficial. Maybe like Dazzling Gleam or Will-O-Wisp or something. I think one of them has Will-O-Wisp, so... Either way. Easy fight, once again. I should automatically save a couple minutes on Lance, just because I accidentally messed up the fight last time. And died, so... Yeah, 5-minute Lance fight. It's not going to take quite that long. Alright, this one isn't too bad. I actually don't need to set up a whole lot on this fight. Starmie needs 3X specials, we only need 2X attacks. Sorry, not 1. 1 would be a little bit crazy. I don't remember what survives at +2, but... something does. Let's heal here. Alright, this thing only has one more Hydro Pump, so... it hit all of them. Very nice job, Seadra. Lance is probably going to be proud about that one. 5 out of 5 on Hydro Pumps. Against a Hitmonchan that can dodge better than normal Hitmonchans as well. Must be nice to hit 5 out of 5 Hydro Pumps. That's one of those things that I don't experience all that often, so... I am quite jealous. Alright. Okay, yesterday I Ice Punched this, and died, and had to redo the fight. Which is why we're gaining a couple minutes on this split. Alright. Much better Lance fight. That was almost as good as a Seadra Lance. I saved, too. Alright, so this is not quite going to be sub 330, but it's going to be pretty close. I think without the Rita fight, this was easily sub 330. And with a better early game. The early game was pretty bad in this one. But we are not out of the water yet. Or out of the woods yet, I guess is the phrase that people usually use. Let's put Magmar in. because this next fight is terrifying. And it's entirely because of Mega Pidgeot, of course. Mega Pidgeot is such a scary Pokemon. Once we get through the Mega Pidgeot, the fight's fine. Everything's straightforward, we're gonna win. But until we get through Mega Pidgeot, I have not actually found a better way to do this fight than to set up 2 X special defenses at the start with 2 controllers. I mean, besides just Hitmonchan dodging everything, but obviously that's not a reliable strat. Anyway, we're through now. Everything went fine. I'm going to try to kill off Magmar as soon as possible. I don't know when the first opportunity to do so is. I don't know if I'd even need to, actually. Because I still need to set up an X attack on this. Anyway, now we are done. We're at +6, we're at +2 speed, everything is fine. Maybe I shouldn't kill Magmar off. Yeah, honestly, it's probably slower to kill Magmar off. I'll just eat the experience gains. Wait, is Magmar gonna level up? Actually, I think Magmar's gonna level up. Let's kill it. That being said, I do get a turnaround on this Magmar. Maybe that wasn't the right call. I don't know. I'm gonna save time on every single input as well. So that's the last decision of the run. Do you kill off Magmar? Both Jolteon and Rapidash died of Brick Break, so you don't need to kill Magmar. I could have avoided this. But I think that was actually the correct decision, time-wise. Even if watching Magmar's animation is a little bit slow, watching it faint. Anyway, good time. It's not the best time in the world. The Rita fight went really badly, but other than that, I think... And the beginning of the game. All the beginning of the game was bad, but... I would say we probably lost, what? 4 or 5 minutes on those two things combined? Thank you for the GGG scraps. Thank you, Jose Javier. This was a good run. I think this is a satisfactory Hitmonchan run. Hitmonchan got every single kill throughout the run, too. We didn't do any assist Pokemon getting kills. It came close a couple times. And Hitmonchan had that brutal Rita fight where it died. But in the end, everything was solid. Yeah, it's almost sub 330. 3:30:30. So 3 minutes and 3 seconds better than my goal time. Yeah, if it wasn't for Rita, I think riding out Rockslide is the correct call. I'm convinced now that I should not have Rockslide in this route. This run didn't even need Rockslide. I would have lost, what, 1 turn on Jesse and James maybe? Maybe 2? But that would have been it. Archer was already bad even with Rockslide in this run, so I don't even think we clicked Rockslide once in Archer. But that's not that useful, so... we didn't use Rockslide and Blaine, we just Brick Breaked everything. So, what, I clicked Rockslide 3 times in the entire run? And we lost like 2 minutes fighting that horrible fight to get to it? I guess that horrible fight does get us enough experience to get up a level, which I do like being up that level. It makes all those ranges way better. But still. Let's just look through this really quickly. Looking at the splits, obviously, early game was very bad. Mount Moon was kind of slow, Cerulean was slow. Cerulean, everything went wrong. I got burned by Starmie, I got poisoned by Oddish. That's most of it. Oh, nothing spawned, so I had to wait for a spawn to get to level 15 in the first place, too. Rival 3, I never found a Growlithe. I didn't get Growlithe until way later in the run. So, and I made the 2 Abras run away. So, in Rival 3, I chose to go with Psyduck for Route 9. And that extends into the Enter Rock Tunnel split, where Psyduck is completely worthless against the Gloom, so the Gloom is a very difficult fight because of Psyduck. I tried using X Special Attack Confusion, and it barely did anything. It did like less than half to Gloom, I think. Psyduck died to the Raticate on the next fight. It didn't kill the Sandshrew, so the Sandshrew used Dig, and I had to use an X Defend on Pikachu to make sure it didn't die. So, nothing went very well for that Psyduck. Psyduck disappointed me severely. From then on, though, the split run was good. Dojo went fine. I got way ahead on Pokemon at one point. So, pretty much all of this was way ahead. I got a very fast Abra spawn, which was really nice, because Abra is the Pokemon I choose to use through Dojo. Well, Kadabra, Pikachu combined. I think I could get away with just Pikachu, but I don't know, Kadabra just feels right for fighting a fighting area. And Pikachu struggles with Graveler. I would have had to kept Kingler in the party. Which isn't a bad thing, necessarily, but yeah, I'm sure Kingler deals with that Graveler fine. But had Kingler not evolved, Kingler only was a Kingler at that point because I found a supersized Graveler, so it had a ton of experience. If it was just a Krabby, I don't know if it would have dealt with that Graveler. I haven't calced it, so. Anyway, I'm really happy with my routing outside of the Rockslide thing. I think the routing on this Hitmonchan was really nice the second day. I think I did a solid job with it. Anyway, there's not really that much point to go looking at Hitmonchan stats, because Hitmonchan always has the same stat spread. But we will look at it anyway. I'm going to look at some of the Pokemon that did well for us, didn't do well. We'll look at Kadabra, we'll look at Psyduck, we'll look at Pikachu. I'll look at Nidoking. Nidoking's not as important. Oh yeah, I'll check Staryu. Staryu was a 1026 Staryu, so it's probably really bad. I wouldn't be surprised if Staryu was bad. I have to choose what to run tomorrow. I like how all but 2 splits from C-Skim on were gold splits. That's always very nice to see. Like that flashing gold and purple on the screen. Who doesn't love that? Alright, let's get something in the party that I can ride. Which is probably just Rapidash. Since I don't have a Staryu, I can't ride Staryu. And I don't have Dodrio, so I can't ride that either. Repel should wear off somewhere like right there. Yeah. I only bought 4 today, so. Yeah, there's still a lot of routing that could be done here. Getting Rita is the big one. I could fix my water, or my money items. I got way too many. Obviously, I don't need as much money as I think I do. I didn't even sell the money items I got. Like, they should still all be in the bag. Alright. So, I'm curious what Psyduck stats are. That's the one I really want to know. Because I want to know... I do want to know if Psyduck is a viable way to get through the Sandshrew most of the time. And if I can use it as a desperation tactic. Obviously, it's not good for Gloom. Like, Confusion is not good enough. Especially since it's not Stab Confusion. It's a huge downgrade from Flamethrower or Psybeam. Anyway, let's look. So, Hitmonchan always has this stat spread. There's no variation on it at all. It is always these exact stats. 31 attack, 30 defense, 30 special defense, and around 24-ish for the other 3 stats. I don't know exactly what the number is, but... yeah, it makes routing very consistent. Like, these are about the numbers I always expect on Hitmonchan. And it always has this likes to thrash about characteristic too, so... it's always getting extra attack points. I think that's attack. I don't actually know. I don't know my characteristics very well. Staryu. You want to see Staryu scraps? It is very bad. Its best 2 stats are defense and attack. This would have been a nightmare to run with. If it was modest, this is one that would almost be unrunnable. Because it's a 1026. Okay, it's a 1029. It's a 1029 that, I mean, if this was a regular run, I'd probably just reset. Unless it was really ahead. So, I'm at the point where I kind of have to reset bad Staryus, unless I'm ahead. So at least we don't have to worry about that too much anymore. What about Nidoking? Nidoking was calm. I mean, it did fine. Nidoking really doesn't do much in Hitmonchan runs because it's just there to helping hand and eat hits. So, it's just kind of a reliable partner. Pikachu. How did Pikachu do? Oh yeah, this was a quiet Pikachu. This Pikachu is really good. 83 special attack is fantastic. It is level 31, but still. It's a shame that the catches went so poorly at the start because this Pikachu did everything it needed to. Except for, it got statused a couple times, but... and I guess its attack was really bad, but... I liked this Pikachu. This is a Pikachu I would have loved to have in an actual run. I'll look at Oddish and Butterfree as well. There's not much to say about Oddish and Butterfree. This was a modest Oddish. Very nice. I did Brock 1 controller today, so... always love to see good Oddishes for that situation. Butterfree was lax. I mean, it's fine. That's a pretty low special attack, honestly, but it did its job, so no complaints. And last but not least, the Psyduck. She's bashful. She's got 0 out of 48 HP. She had exactly 33 special attack. And her special attack was the best possible, so... that says all you need to know about Psyduck. Psyduck had perfect special attack. And didn't knock out Sandshrew at level 18. So I learned something for normal runs. Never use Psyduck. Only Growlithe and Kadabra. And I guess Oddish would also be fine too. Oddish probably can do it. That being said, this Psyduck was really bad. I don't want to ever even see it again. Get out of here. That Psyduck cost us a lot of time. And made things very difficult for us, so... we don't want it in anywhere near our run.